I'm going to show you the basic recipe for Fate low protein bread, and it's the recipe that you're going to need for all types of Fate bread. That's bread rolls and baguettes and pita breads and pizzas. And in other videos I'll show you exactly how to shape and prove those, but in this recipe I just want to concentrate on showing you how to get that basic recipe right. Now you need 1 pack of 500 grams of the Fate low protein all purpose mix. Just open it up, and there's a sachet of yeast in there as well, which you're going to need. Just empty that into a mixing bowl. And also the sachet of yeast. And you're going to need 2 teaspoonfuls of salt. That's very important to use 2 teaspoonfuls. And then just use a spoon or a spatula just to gently stir those ingredients. You don't need to take too much time, just so that the salt and the yeast kind of get blended in. And next, take a jug and add a couple of drops of browning. This will help to give your bread just more of a natural colour. You only need a couple of 3 drops, like that in the bottom. And then some oil. Now you can use anything from 50 to 120 mils of oil. If you need extra calories, use 120 mils, but I'm just going to use 50. And pour that on top of your gravy browning in the jug. Now the next ingredient you're going to need is warm water, and you're going to need 450 mils of water, and it's a temperature that you really must think about now. If your water is too warm, it will actually kill some or all of the yeast in your bread and your bread won't rise. If your water is too cool, what will happen, you will end up with large holes in your bread and your finished bread, simply because the ingredients in there in the mixture haven't been dissolved. So what you're aiming for is something that is hotter than hand hot, but certainly doesn't sting when you put your hands in. The best way I can describe it really is if you were going to bath a newborn baby, you would certainly need a little bit of cold water added to it. So just take a jug and go to your sink and run the hot tap until the water is warm. And then fill your jug, and then just basically just need to play around with the hot and cold tap until you get the temperature right. And then just test it, and when you're happy you can do your bread. So grab your baby's bottle again and measure the water. You need 450 in all, so I'm going to fill it up to the 250 mark first. That's that. And add it to the jug with your oil and browning, and then up to the 200 mark. And then take a whisk in one hand and then the liquids in the other, and then just pour those right in and start mixing straight away. And really you need to just concentrate on getting all those dry ingredients blended in. You can use electric mixer, but I tend to use these cheap and cheerful balloon whisks. You can see the mixture is quite runny to begin with, but it will soon start to thicken. And if you can see as well, I'm not actually beating the mixture, I'm really just kind of stirring it well. That's what you need to do. Use a bit of muscle power, especially when it starts to thicken. And you need to mix this probably for about a minute. to 1.5 minutes. And what you end up with is a silky smooth mixture. To be honest, I don't think that's far off. There you go. So smack your whisk on the side, and then I'll just get a spatula just to scrape all that mixture down, and that's it. That's the Fate basic bread recipe, ready for shaping, proving and baking.